everyone, my name is Halikas, and this is my Women's Health Body Scan. What I love about my body is that it's just so strong and powerful, and it's gotten me through so many hard times and good times, and I just want to honor and respect it at any shape and size that it is, and I just love everything that my body can do. A body part that I definitely learned to grow to love, I believe honestly was like my hips and just like becoming more of a fuller figure. I think I was so insecure as a younger kid, and I just felt like an outlier for having like curvier hips and like developing at a younger age, and I think I started to learn to love that. So growing up, I was very active. I did swim team for like 10 years. I did dance for about 5 years, but soccer was my main sport that I loved. I played for 15 years growing up until I was like 18. My main position that I did play was center mid. I just miss it. I love it. I love the competitiveness of the sport, just the nature, challenging myself every day, building those friendships around my team and my teammates. I would say my favorite part to work out the most in my body is definitely like legs, glutes are my favorite. My workout routine is I work out with a trainer and do like HIIT workouts about 2 to 3 times a week. Strength training, we do weights, we do battle ropes, we do sled pushing, we do circuit training. Those type of workouts are great for my body, and I think it's about learning like what works for your body and what exercises you love to do, because everybody is different and kind of each workout affects everybody differently. So for that works for me. I like to challenge myself and do arms a lot, but my least favorite part is my abs and my core, so we're working on that. I think the reason why I hate working out the core is like it's definitely sometimes not always the strongest, but it seems so like tedious. Like when you're working out legs, you're standing up, you're doing squats, you're lifting, but when you have to do abs, sometimes you get on the ground and it's like this whole thing, and then you have to like lift your head up, and I'm like, I'm over it. Like the routine of it, the process of doing abs is annoying, and I will fight my trainer every time about it. I also love to do Pilates, and shout out Solid Core. I work out with them every week for sure too. So mixing Pilates with that strength training is like the best routine for me. So my favorite go-to meal, if we're being healthy, because I believe in balance, right? Like you gotta have healthy meals, but also there's nothing wrong with a spicy margarita and some chips and guac. But I think if we are being healthy and consistent, during the weeks I do meal prep. So I do rice, I do salmon, or you can choose your protein. So it's like salmon, chicken, ground beef, or ground turkey. And then I do white or brown rice, depending on the week. I love to cut up like sweet potatoes, bell peppers, onions, and do like almost like a stir fry with that. It's kind of like my go-to. I stay away from just like chicken, rice, and broccoli. It's not really for me, so I like to throw in like salmon or fish and other different types of vegetables as well. So on the other side of just like the meal prep and the healthy eating, I definitely have, I would say, like a good, well-balanced diet. I think growing up it was hard because I didn't have the best relationship with food, and so you're always thinking of good food and bad food, and I stopped correlating food to either being good or bad. And so I just allow myself to have those nights, and I'm not so like restrictive. I think consistency is everything. So if I'm consistently eating decent with that 20% or 30% of going out, getting Mexican food or Italian or sushi I love to go out and get, I think there's nothing wrong with that. So there was one injury I had in my soccer career that was definitely very pivotal and kind of was the reason why I don't think I'm playing now. I played my whole entire life, 15 years, got to senior year, was getting recruited, was looking at different colleges. That was my biggest goal, was to go play soccer in college. I lifted improperly at the gym, and I think I was trying to show off in front of the boys over there, and I definitely lifted wrong, and it completely unaligned my spine, my lower pelvis, everything was out of whack. I could barely walk. I went to a chiropractor 3 days a week just to feel normal again. Completely took me out of my second part of my senior year, which was like the most key time. I think mentally it was so challenging not being able to do what you love. Every day I would go to practice and still show up and support my team members, but I couldn't play. But I do believe everything happens for a reason, because had I still played and didn't get injured, I wouldn't have gone to the University of Hawaii, because that was probably a D1. I probably wasn't great enough for that. I was looking at more D2 schools. So had I not gone there, I wouldn't have been able to be a model or do what I do now. And so I'm honestly grateful that it happened to me, because it kind of pivoted the way of my life and the trajectory of it. So I don't have any tattoos, nothing against them. I don't feel really any type of way for them. I think if I really wanted something and it really meant a lot to me, I would, but I feel like I've never been that cool, edgy, artistic gal that was like, oh, I need to get this because it's artsy and cool. I respect those people, but I've never been that. I'm like, I think I would have to get something that meant a lot to me. So I haven't really had that. And also my yaya, which means grandma in Greek, my yaya was, cutthroat. She was very traditional back in the day. We were sitting at a breakfast spot when I was like 10 years old. And she looked at me and my 2 siblings and she was like, I just have to tell you guys something. And I was like, oh God. She's like, if you ever get a tattoo, I'll still always love you, but I want nothing to do with you guys. So we will not have a relationship if you guys get any tattoos. I don't believe in it. You shouldn't put that on your body. And I just was sitting there like 10 years old, like I will never get a tattoo. I will never get a tattoo. Like maybe that just stuck in my head, but no, I just never really wanted something anyways, but my siblings have one and she still loves them and talks to them. So my yaya was lying. So I love my skin now, but we went on quite the journey. Growing up, I had the worst oily skin, so much acne. It ran in my family. It was definitely genetic. My mom had it, my sister had it. And it was so bad, I would never be around my friends. I would never take off my makeup around people. If I was at a sleepover, I would sleep with my makeup on. Like I was so insecure of my skin. Acne was just like everywhere. And they think it's a hygienic thing or why don't you just like wash your face more? I literally tried everything. I tried every pill on the market, every topical, and it's so internal at that point when it gets to that extreme level of acne, it's internal. And I don't think people realize that. So I went to a dermatologist for years. I finally took Accutane, which was like the last result because it is a little bit harder on your system. There's a lot of side effects to it. I took it and it changed my life. I mean, I took it my freshman year of college and I took it for 5 months and my skin completely transformed. At first you go through the drying period and your skin's overly drying and it's cracking and it's bleeding and everything, like your lips are chapped. It was a brutal experience, but once you get to that mark when it's done, it changes your overall life and confidence. My morning routine, my night routine, I definitely love a nice, good, gentle cleanser. And then I go in with a nice oil serum. At night, I use a retinol. In the morning, I'll do like an ice roller, wake up the skin, depuff it. I always do an under eye patches, helps like depuff. Every morning on set or before a shoot, I always wear the eye mask before. The night before, I'll do a full face mask. I struggle with more dry skin, so I always want to give it more moisture, and that's why the serums and the moisturizers, something like Thick at Night, will help replenish your skin in the morning. I have naturally super curly hair, and we've gone on quite the journey. Growing up, hated the hair, always wanted straight hair. I feel like you always want what you don't have. I really want to give my hair a break, especially being in this industry and modeling. You're on set and people are pulling on your hair and they're straightening it and they're curling it, and maybe they're not using the best products or they're not using a heat protectant, and so you kind of have to look after your own hair, bring your own tools to set. Maybe you do a hair mask before you know someone's gonna be like pulling on it. I think just knowing what works best for your hair, and also you don't need to wash your hair every day. It strips the good oils. I try to wash it maybe once to twice a week now, and I think my hair has grown and been a lot healthier since. So mental health to me is super important. I think I struggle with stress, anxiety. Managing stress was super hard, especially doing what I do. I feel like I'm always moving and going and traveling, and there's just a lot to handle, and I don't really know how to handle it all the times. And so that can really stress me out and affect my mental health. I think leaning on my friends and family is super important. Super close with my dad. I'll call him every day. I'll vent to him. I'll tell him about the struggles I'm facing. He always gives me good advice. I'll call a good friend, like a hometown friend I haven't spoken to in a while, and just hearing their voice just like really calms me down. You know, can be able to talk about anything with them. You trust them. I think that's really important to lean on to help just like ease your mind. Love a good spa day. I'm a big massage girly. I'm a big facial girly. Like treat yourself always. So I definitely incorporate that, especially if I'm traveling a lot. My body will ache and hurt, and I'm like, I just need a day. I'm gonna turn off my phone. I'm not gonna go on Instagram. I'm not gonna look at that, and just find that inner peace within the chaos. You can tap into my socials to hear more about what I'm speaking of and just being confident and being your best self. I preach about it daily on my Instagram and TikTok at Halikas. So make sure to follow for more and hear more updates. Bye.